I'm Lee Jackson, and I'm a certified exit planning advisor and private wealth manager with LPL Financial. It is always difficult when a loved one passes. Apart from grieving, the surviving family members have to start assembling the necessary documents like a death certificate and letters of testamentary, and then they must start to contact service providers, banks, and investment accounts. Imagine the shock your spouse or your other beneficiary feels when they discover you had never updated your beneficiary from an old IRA that you opened years ago, and your parent or your ex-wife or husband was listed as the beneficiary even though you're now remarried. As we get older and start to accumulate assets, it's very easy to get busy with life and forget about whom you've listed as beneficiaries in old insurance policies, IRAs, annuities, and investment accounts. If you currently have a 401k, federal law states your spouse must be listed as the beneficiary unless the spouse signs a waiver saying it's okay for that beneficiary to be someone other than the spouse. If you're the owner of one of the other investment types I just mentioned, then it may be wise to revisit your beneficiaries. The probate process can be lengthy and expensive and can vary state to state, so it would be advisable to do everything you can do to avoid the probate process in the first place. By proper titling and updating your beneficiaries, assets can go directly to the person you intend them to and will transfer outside of your will. Here are some popular titling options and what happens to the assets once one has passed. If it's a joint account, then it would automatically pass to the surviving person listed on the account. If it's an individual account with no one else listed on the account, then the account will go through probate and will pass according to the will of the deceased. Probate may have been avoided had they simply put a transfer on death option on the account. This feature tells the holding firm where to send the assets upon your death and thus avoids probate. It can be a much quicker way for your beneficiaries to receive the assets of the account versus going through the probate process. You also have the option of naming a revocable or a living trust or even a donor-advised fund as a titled account. I mentioned this in a recent audio podcast, but remember that stretch IRAs have basically been eliminated by the CARES Act passed in December of 2019. If you put someone other than your spouse as the beneficiary, the account will have to be completely empty within 10 years upon your death and after it passes to your beneficiary. If you have any questions or comments about anything I've brought up today, feel free to call me at 334-676-2288 or visit my website at leejacksonlpl.com. Thank you, and I look forward to hearing from you.